Okay, this is part 2. Where I left off was, if you've said the Pledge of Allegiance, you don't have to say it anymore. You've already taken your oath. You pledge allegiance to the Republic. You don't have to reiterate that over and over and over and over. Furthermore, if you've pledged allegiance to the Republic of the United States of America, and you are not allegiant to the Republic of the United States of America, but your allegiance is with the democracy, the corporation, you have now violated your oath. And you are going to hell for that. Sorry. You're going to go to hell. Yes, I'm telling you. For violating your oath, you're going to hell. Now, if you had no knowledge of this, and you didn't understand the severity of it, you didn't realize it, I believe, if you repent, that the Lord could have mercy on you. I think there's a very good chance. I'm not God. I can't speak for God. But I know for sure, if now that you have this knowledge, if you continue, you have no hope. You have zero hope to continue to violate your oath. So anybody that swears an oath and they violate it, it's a serious crime. It's very serious. So I would plead with you to honor your oath. If you've pledged allegiance as an adult to the Republic, I would pray you to honor that oath. So what do you do now? Well, I guess you just seek the Lord and see how He wants you to show your allegiance to that Republic. Just one of my philosophies is that the Republic of the United States of America is still in effect, okay? It's kind of just lying dormant. It's waiting. It's there. It's been hidden. It's been taken away by sleight of hand, right? It's there. It has some vacancies. Like, it doesn't happen to have a president at the moment. There's no Congress at the moment. There's no senators. It's just kind of waiting for somebody to pick up the reins and say, hey, let's get this republic started up again. You know, I guess it'd take like the right situation, the right individual, the right leader that people gathered around. I don't know. Maybe it'd take like some really some revival in our country for it to happen. But it's there. It could happen if enough people got together and they say, you know, we're going to make this man the president of the Republic of the United States of America, and we're going to have these people be the senators, and these people will be the reps, and we're going to have some judges here, and we're going to, you know, kind of like when you go on the moon and you plant your flag. This is our flag. We're going to be the Republic of the United States of America. We're going to have our capital maybe in this Midwest state of whatever, because we feel like this is our best opportunity of survival. We're going to reinstitute the militia. These are the things it would kind of take for it to happen. It's kind of a long shot. It's kind of not likely, but it could happen. Anyways, I know I've come kind of a long way from talking about lawful versus legal, but as the thoughts came to my mind, I wanted to keep going down that rabbit trail and just see where it led. I had no intentions of talking about reviving the Republic today. It just led that way, and that it kind of came out. But to get back to legal versus lawful, again, it's very hypocritical that, especially with Calvinists and, you know, Baptists, really bad for this. You know, they get on your case. You know, they're New Testament only, typically. They get on your case and they say you're being legalistic, but at the same time, they are the true legalistic ones. They are the ones trying to follow every jot and tittle of a legalistic society. And see, the real problem with that is, it's like, okay, to each his own. Here's the real problem. The real problem is there's nobody standing up against this evil corporation called the United States of America. They don't stand up against abortion. Well, it's legal, right? But we know abortion is not lawful. It'll never be lawful. But yes, it is legal. So they won't stand up against it. Well, we have to vote. We have to vote. And then if enough Supreme Court justices croak while our guy's in power, then he can put these people in, and then we can get it overturned. But the problem is, even when they put these people in, they don't overturn it, right? So-called conservative presidents, Republican presidents, have been nominating people like crazy. Bush has done a lot. Trump is on his third. And yet these people still keep approving these unconstitutional things that occur. You know, like the Unaffordable Care Act, the mandate that you have to have health insurance, which Trump came in and did away with that mandate. But once again, I don't need a man to tell me what my rights are or not, because once Trump's gone, legislation, again, it's not constant, it's a variable. So once Trump's gone, they just do away with that executive order, the mandate's back, guys. Okay? So you're still stuck with the same problem. The Supreme Court approved the mandate. Right? And these were so-called conservative appointed judges. So you can't wait for that. It's better if you just take yourself out of that system. Reclaim your manhood. When I say manhood, I mean women too. Alright? God created man in his own image. Women came from man. I believe God creates every little girl in the mother's womb that's born. We're all created in his image. So we need to reclaim that. And get away from our legal personhood of citizen. And then it doesn't really matter what goes on in this world. It doesn't matter what they mandate. You're out of that. You're not included in that. But what if they come back anyways, right? What if they say, "Oh, you didn't get your vaccination, so now we're going to put you in a prison camp"? Well, if you follow the system all the way through, there's a good chance you won't, okay? If you look at one of my videos, I got stopped trying to enter Florida, and I claimed my manhood, and they had no choice but to let me pass. I go toe-to-toe with cops as a man, not as one of their slave citizens, and they have no choice but to let me go, to not do anything. Where was I going with this? I forget. Oh yeah, just reclaiming your manhood. And then it doesn't matter what the world does. If the world, starts making everybody take a vaccine, and you claim your manhood, and you say, "Look, I'm not one of your citizens. I'm not necessarily trying to overthrow you, but I'm not one of your citizens. Okay? I'm a man, I'm created in God's image." If they violate that natural law, bad things happen to them. Okay? And they know, okay, because that law is written on their heart. So they start to recognize that you're special. They recognize you're different from everyone else. Everyone else didn't have a problem wearing a mask, but you do, right? Or I do, at least. And when they confront me in a store or wherever I'm at, they recognize I'm different. And they back down and they back off. Now, a store could be considered private property. It's kind of quasi-public, quasi-private. But, for instance, just, getting a speeding ticket or whatever. being a man, it doesn't matter that there's that there's legislation that says you can't go over 55 miles an hour on that road. It doesn't matter to me, okay? I'm a man, I'm traveling. I have a right to travel. If I deem it more safe for my survival to go 56 miles an hour to avoid an accident or whatever the reason, if I deem it necessary as a man traveling to swerve and cross the line because I didn't want to hit that turtle, which would cause me to wreck and die, I have that right to do that as a man. Not because of the Constitution, because of God. And once I get them to recognize that they're dealing with a man, not with one of their citizens, they wake up in a sense, and they realize that this is a little different situation. This guy's special. We need to treat this guy a little different. Because if they don't, yes, I'm still susceptible to being put in fetters and locked in a cage. But if they do that, now they're in violation of natural law. See, if they do that prior to that, and I don't claim my manhood, and I say, oh, I'm sorry, write me my ticket or whatever, they're not in violation of natural law because I'm giving that authority to them. That's why when they like to say, do you understand? Do you understand you were going this and this in this amount of speed limit in this speed zone? You're traveling this speed in this speed zone. Do you understand that? Well, yeah, I understand. Because as soon as you say you understand, you're telling them I stand under that, is what you're doing in legalese, which is a whole other language in itself, legalese. And so they're not in violation of natural law. If you go into a courtroom and they say, how do you plead guilty or not guilty? And you go, oh, I'm not guilty. Okay, well, you just pled with them. Who pleads but a slave? Only a slave or an animal would plead to its master. You're saying you're above me, I'm under you. I have to plead to you. Well, you are under them if you're playing that game. You're giving them authority over you. You're giving them jurisdiction. You're saying a judge is above a citizen, which it is. It's 100%. A judge is above a citizen. But a man is above a judge. See, men, we create judges. We put, a man creates the position of judge. A judge doesn't create man. Man is created by God. So it goes God, man, judge. Or judge, citizen, right? So you can choose. If you want to be a citizen, you can choose if you want to be a man. And it's not a matter of you have to learn a bunch of new stuff. That's what a lot of folks think. Oh man, it's just like I said. You can learn every jot and tittle of the legal system, or you can know the law. You can know the law because that's written on your heart. So all you have to do, and I'll wrap this up right now, you just have to forget about all the social programming that you've been put through since you were a child. All right? You have to come to an understanding that everything you've ever been taught, you have to question it and realize it's probably a lie and it's probably not true. You need to commit yourself to Jesus Christ because God created you. You cannot do this without Jesus Christ. I know people that do, but they're missing some key elements. You commit yourself to Jesus Christ. You give God total authority over your life to rule your entire life. So if it's in God's will for me to become put into a FEMA camp or re-education camp, if that's God's will, I'm okay with it, right? But I'm not going to pander to fear because we're not supposed to fear the world. We're supposed to fear God. So there's no room for fear of both. You can't fear God and fear the world at the same time. There's no room for it. So we're supposed to fear God and God alone, and that's it. If you fear God, then He'll give you the confidence to do what you need to do. One thing I like to do is I like to tell the Lord, I actually have some daily proclamations I read every morning, every night. It's like, I call it my secret weapon. One of my proclamations is every weapon formed against me not only shall not prosper, but every weapon formed against me shall actually cause me to prosper. and it will increase my faith in Jesus Christ. This is something along with about 50 other proclamations I say every morning and every evening. Most of them consist of me giving myself to the Lord. I proclaim that day in and day out, and asking for the different attributes of God, understanding of the Lord, understanding of His ways, and protecting my family. But these are things I do day in and day out. I proclaim, I profess these words into the world. And I say that all creation must give way to these. Where was I going with this? I was going somewhere good and I got a little sidetracked with it. I'm sorry. Talking about proclamations. I can't remember now, guys. Sorry. This might be a good place to cut it off. Sorry this is getting so long. I try to keep my videos a lot shorter than this. If you didn't see part 1, please go back and watch part 1. Part 2 will make a lot more sense because I picked up halfway through. My camera cut off. Just trying to see if there's anything else I need to talk about. Because I'm stuck in traffic here. But yeah, I do these proclamations day in and day out. I use the word, you know. And I'm not adding to God's word, but it's important. It's just like if you curse, right? If you go around and say F you to everybody and flipping people off and you have anger and bitterness in your heart, then that stuff will happen. You can curse people. That's why people die of cancer at the age of 60, 40. Get in car wrecks and die. People curse you. They drive by and they say F you and they flick you off with their fingers, right? And a year or two later, that person dies in a motorcycle accident. They got cursed by somebody, right? So if cursings work, certainly blessings work. And so that's the idea of the proclamations, is that I'm speaking forth this truth into the world day in and day out. I'm speaking blessings. I speak forgiveness over those that have caused me harm, injury, or loss. I don't want people... I had a guy break into my truck, steal a bunch of stuff out, caused damage. Luckily, insurance covered it, but I don't want... I ask forgiveness for that man that caused me harm, injury, and loss. I pray the Lord forgives him. I speak that. I speak these messages of forgiveness, these proclamations every day. I had it for a second. I remembered what I was going to say, and then I forgot again. Problem when you get old, you start forgetting things. What was it? It was good. I thought I could remember it. I was talking about... Every weapon formed against me shall cause me to prosper. And, man, I just can't remember now. It was good. It was a good point. Anyways. Alright, guys. Well, I'll do another video if I can remember it. Hope you guys have a blessed week, and God bless.